The Messerschmitt ME-262 was the world's first operational jet-powered fighter aircraft. The ME-262 pilots claimed a total of 542 Allied aircraft shot down, although higher claims are sometimes made. One of the most interesting variants of the aircraft was the ME-262 A1U4 Pulkzerstörer. The Luftwaffe pilots used to call the B-17 bomber formations as the Polk or herd, so this German word can be translated roughly as the formation destroyer. Two ME-262 prototypes were made with a 50mm anti-tank gun in the nose. The Mk214 gun was a 50mm caliber autocannon designed by Mauserwerke. The Mk214 derived from the 5cm PaK-38 anti-tank gun. It was first used on the Messerschmitt ME-410 bomber destroyer. The cannon had 22 rounds, 21 to load and 1 extra round in the breech, and allowed the ME-410 to shoot at their targets from over 900 meters, a distance at which the bomber's defensive armament was basically useless. Frequent problems with jamming and limited ammunition supply, together with the extra 500 kg weight of the large caliber gun under the nose, made the other heavy fighter versions much more useful. Further trials with the Mk214 revealed to it be overcomplicated, so a refined version was developed as the Mk214A. Flight tests of which were carried out from February of 1945 by Karl Baur, chief test pilot for the Messerschmitt company. During initial testing, firing at ground targets, the cannon operated relatively well. But during two operational test flights on the 16th of April 1945, the cannon jammed. The test pilot was Major Wilhelm Herget. Herget was an exceptional pilot, a night fighter ace credited with 73 enemy aircraft shot down in over 700 combat missions. The majority of his victories were claimed over the Western Front against the Royal Air Force Bomber Command. According to Herget, the cannon would degrade the speed advantage of the jet fighter and effect handling. Pilots would find it difficult to maneuver their machines behind a bomber formation long enough to get the right shot. Although he said that theoretically the cannon was potent. One hit on any aircraft of the time would usually result in catastrophic damage. There are also some rumors circulating that one Pulkzerstörer engaged a formation of B-26 bombers on the test day, the 16th of April 1945, but most likely this is not true. US troops overran Augsburg on the 29th of April 1945, and on the 1st of May, a specially assembled team led by Colonel Harold Watson moved into the Messerschmitt office building. Known as Watson's Wizards, they had been sent there to retrieve valuable technology and equipment and ferry it back to the US by ship. By 1944, US intelligence experts had developed lists of abandoned aviation equipment they wanted to examine. Watson and his crew, composed of pilots, engineers, and maintenance men, used these black lists to collect aircraft. Watson organized his visors into two sections. One collected jet aircraft, while the other procured piston engine aircraft and non-flyable jet and rocket equipment. Shortly after the war, the visors added Luftwaffe test pilots to the team, one being Karl Baur. On the 8th of May 1945, Baur flew 70 women, children and wounded troops to Munich-Rhein airport. After he landed, he was approached by one of Watson's men, who gave him the choice of either going to a prison camp or flying with the visors. When they reached the test aerodrome of Lechfeld, they found several ME-262s in varying condition. One of them was the Pulkzerstörer. The Messerschmitt test pilot, Karl Baur, piloted the aircraft on a few test flights, and the American team test-fired the gun on the ground target range and was surprised by the highly efficient hydraulic recoil damping system, which hardly even made the ME-262 move during firing. The aircraft was originally named Wilma Jane, after capture by Sergeant Eugene Freiberger after his wife. The name Wilma Jane was changed to Happy Hunter II after Watson's son Hunter. This aircraft was later transported to the US for further test flights. It is interesting to note that when Vice Marshal Hermann Göring was captured and questioned on 10th of May 1945, he mentioned the 50mm anti-tank gun experiments as follows. You might find around Germany some jet airplanes equipped with anti-tank guns. Don't blame me for such monstrosities. This was done on the explicit orders of Hitler. He knew nothing about the air. He may have known about the army or navy, but absolutely nothing about the air. He even considered the ME-262 to be a bomber, and he insisted it should be called a bomber.